All right, E-Man, I'm so happy to have you here. You know, we wanted to bring you on Making It in the 845 because you are a legend to us and to a lot of people in the industry. You're somebody who laid the foundation as far as in the promoting game and a lot of other stuff you have going on. Mm-hmm. So I kind of want you to tell your story so for people who may not know you can understand, you know, why you're important to us. So first, let's start off with telling people where you're from originally.
Yeah, first I'd like to say respect. I appreciate you inviting me on the show, Lady Miz. It's definitely a pleasure and it's an opportunity to be able to speak to the people about E-Man Boogie production. E-Man Boogie started out from Nyack, New York. I'm from Nyack, New York.
Okay.
Born and raised until the age of 13. And then I moved to Spring Valley, and I stayed in Spring Valley about 35 years.
Okay.
But the journey from E-Man Boogie began in Nyack. And the reason why I say that, you know, I had 3 sisters and 2 brothers, and I came up in a household where music was an essential thing.
Okay.
I used to sneak in the basement and see my sisters in them parties when I was a very young man, you know, young boy. But then, you know, we began on what we call a Rockland International Promoters. When I started promoting with my sister, Brenda.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So it's family business. I like that.
Yeah.
All right.
Keeping in the family. I used to go hang out in a place called the Diplomat Hotel back in the day with Eddie Cheever, the Disco Twins. But N. Morton Hall played a central part of me becoming a promoter also.
Okay.
He used to do the Riverboat back in the day in Manhattan. And I used to go down, I was a young guy, I used to go down and sneak in and just look and see how his organization skills was and the way they used to organize and put events together. Mm-hmm. That's what attracted me to promoting. And then that was the late 70s. Okay. Then in the 80s, I used to do places like Masonic Temple in Spring Valley.
You know, it's funny, I don't know about that spot. So that was the early 80s?
That's the early 80s.
Okay.
Yeah, we used to kill it at the Masonic Temple. We had, matter of fact, I had, back in the day, I don't know if you ever remember this, it was the Beat Street. With Wanda D, Debbie D, DJ Busy B. I did the whole Wild Style event at the Masonic Temple. That's when the first movie came out, The Wild Style.
We got some history here. Nope, yeah. I did not know. Yeah. I was born in 77, so I was still, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I'm still wet a little bit. It's drying up, behind the ears.
Yeah, and that's what Masonic Temple, I used to do the Masonic Temple, but it was legendary DJ Taboo.
Okay.
The Wilson brothers played a very essential part of me promoting too, because back then we connected with family because my sister was going with one of the Wilson brothers.
Okay.
So we joined together, and I really expanded into the Wilson brothers family because they were DJs and they were good DJs. Taboo might have been one of the best DJs in the tri-state area at the time. My sister was more or less back then was the business part of E-Man Boogie production. I was more or less the street person of E-Man Boogie. Well, the Rockland International Promoters.
Okay.
Because I was always in the street.
Right. All right.
So she took care of most of the business part of it.
Gotcha.
I met the people, she met the people, but the business part she would take care of.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but we started out as a team, a family team. Mm-hmm. Then she got tired eventually, you know how y'all get.
Wait, what you mean, y'all?
No, she got tired, you know, because promoting is something that you really have to be able to love it, because it's a lot that goes on with it.
I see.
And I think she just got tired of the riffraff and saying, no, you know, you go ahead and do your thing. Mm-hmm. And then I started working more closely with the Wilson brothers and DJ Taboo. That's who gave me the name E-Man Boogie Production.
All right, so let me ask you this. Anybody that was somebody, right, you could get them in the building. You could get them to, you know, to bring them up here to this area, to the 845, which used to be 914 area. How did all of that, how did you get all those connections? Like, where did that all come from?
Well, so connections come from, you know, meeting people, networking, being on the scene.
Okay.
And I had a good rapport. You know, my rapport as far as dealing with people in the industry, it was very high. Because people just, you know, celebs just don't come and do events for people.
Right.
You have to build that rapport in the industry. And I built that rapport over, you know, the amount of time I was in the industry to get anybody in the industry that I want. I worked closely with a guy they called Isaac Ershman. Isaac Ershman was a very good friend of mine. He was from Famous Artists. This was on 1750 in Broadway.
Okay.
In Manhattan. And, you know, he worked for Famous for many, many years. Back then, you know, that was one of the booking agencies. But he was a very good friend of mine. So any hot artist, right, that I needed, I would call Isaac. I say, listen, man, you know, I need them, you know. And he would definitely make it happen. And then what happens with that, I build a rapport with management. You know,
okay.
I'm building a rapport with management. Once you build a rapport with management, you know, you locked in, you know.
Okay.
So, you know, when your name starts to get out, you know, like I said, early 80s, I was doing a place called the Blavo Chateau.
Where is this at?
This is in, it's on 303 in Tappan Zee. It's really West Niagara. It's on 303.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I was about to think Bloorvelt for some reason. Because I know there was a spot out there too.
Yeah, that was the spot. That was the spot I was running then.
Oh, you was running that one too? Okay, see.
It's called a Blavo Chateau. Now, back then we was doing, I did groups out there called Onyx. I did a premiere out there with who I did, Fuchsnickens. I did a lot of groups out there back then. Preem I did out there. Kid Capri Pooch I did out there. You know, that's when he was on WBLS.
Right.
I was working closely with WBLS then. So I was doing a lot of groups out there, but the place got too small. And then, you know, like the late 80s and late 80s, 90s, we went over to the Rage.
I remember the Rage. See, now you creeping into, you know, my era a little bit. The Rage, the Silhouette, you know, stuff like that. I remember that.
Yeah. So yeah, I went over to the Rage, and when I went over to the Rage, anybody who was somebody came through there.
Right. Absolutely.
Away from LL Cool J, Fat Joe, Craig Mack when he first came out with his single. Then he did a remix. We did a remix at the Rage with L and Puff and Biggie. And,
oh, okay.
You know.
What was that? Was that the Flavor in Your Ear? Was
yeah,
it Flavor in Your
Ear?
Right. Yeah.
That's when Craig first showed out with Puff.
Yes.
So you know, so they all came through the Rage. I did KRS-One. Pooch used to run through there. Kid Capri, he used to come through there. You know, like I say, the black girls. I did R&B. The black girls, Horace Brown. You know.
Right.
And Wendy Williams used to be my host.
I was just, it's so funny you said that. You must have been reading my mind.
Yeah.
Because I was just about to ask you, I remember you bringing Wendy Williams up here. But I want to let's talk about that real quick. Because it's been a long time and my memory's kind of crazy. But I feel like something went down when she was up here. Did something...
Yeah, that happened at the Silhouette.
Yes, the Silhouette.
See, when she came to the Rage, when they used to do a lot of my shows. But at the Silhouette, yeah, something went down one night out there with a car.
Okay.
They did something to a car out there, but you know, you got 2,000 or 3,000 people in the building, you know, and things happen sometimes, you know.
Right.
But Wendy used to, she was a very good host. Me and Wendy had a very good relationship because of her husband.
Okay.
Her ex-husband.
Right.
Me and him was very, 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 very cool. Very cool.
Okay.
So, yeah, and that's what happened with that. Angie Martinez, she used to host my shows too.
Right.
She did some events for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, did anything happen? There was like a whole story about them running Wendy Williams up out of Spring Valley and they were after her or something.
No.
I don't even know. So that was a rumor?
That's a rumor.
Okay, see, that's why you gotta ask. I'm glad you clarified that, because that's what everybody used to say. Something happened to Wendy and they ran her up out of here, and
No, they never ran Wendy out of Spring Valley. Kev was her he was her husband. And Kev was, like I said before, Kev was a good guy, a good friend. We wouldn't, absolutely, for me anyway, I'm a promoter, so I would never let that happen. No one run nobody out of Spring Valley.
Right.
Because I had top security,
Okay.
All my security that I had came from the tunnel.
That's right.
So I had, Big O was my number one man. He was top security for years.
Okay.
Anybody in the industry know who Big O is.
Right,
he passed away, God bless his soul. But yeah, so I had top security. That's how
Okay.
No, that's not true.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's not true. She used to get a little extra. Wendy. she used to get a little extra, but nobody right now. That's not true.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad you cleared that up, because that used to be the rumor. Are you still doing parties and promotion now? Like, what are you into now?
Well, basically, right. The game has changed a lot as far as the promoting, being a promoter. Anybody could be a promoter today. Social media changed the game as far as the promotional field. But the thing about it is that even anybody could be a DJ. But like I say, there's only originals, and Kid Capri's the original DJ. He still used wax, so you can see who's who.
Right.
Same thing in the promoting game. Promoting is an art. What they doing today? You get a bunch of friends, and your friends, forward that, and you come together as a promoter. Now I'm a promoter. I don't, like I'm saying, I respect the game, but for me, when I came home, like I said, I came home from prison. I did some gospel stuff. That's where my focus is the gospel. I did some gospel events with Marvin Sapp. I did some with Leandra Johnson. I did a show with her.
Okay.
So that was my main objective when I came home. I'm not really doing promotions right now, because that's really not where my mind is. Like I said, I'm trying to get a book out.
Oh, okay, nice.
I'm trying to do more film.
Okay.
Stuff like that. The back scenes of the industry, management, stuff like that. That's where I'm at now.
Okay.
Promoting, I'm really not. It's a different era now, so I'll leave it for the young guys.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this. So it's not easy, especially, I would say, in the era of the 90s and early 2000s. You had to really be official, real. Like, in today's time, it's a little bit different. Anybody could do whatever, like you said, right? How was it that you was able to sustain in the industry of a promoter? Because that's not an easy job to do. What is it, what did you bring where you got so big?
Well, see, I love what I do.
Okay.
And my street team, I had a street team that was awesome. See, E-Man Boogie was you just see, this is just the surface.
Okay.
We was 200 deep,
Oh, wow. Okay.
Just the promotional team alone. We just didn't, Rockland County was the center of the tri-state area. You just didn't get people from Spring Valley coming in. You had Newburgh, you had Connecticut, you had Westchester, you had Jersey. You had everybody would come to Rockland County. You even had Manhattan coming to Rockland County, because some of the shows that I was doing, they wasn't even getting them down there. I had the whole 11 Wu-Tang Clan. Listen, people just don't get the whole 11 Wu-Tang. All right, they was raiding in Spring Valley at the raids, the whole 11.
So being able to do that, okay, you obviously had to have the juice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So because the whole 11, that's kind of big.
The whole 11. See, they had a guy, that I was very close with the Wu-Tang, called Mook. Mook used to be a bus driver.
Okay.
And Powerful brought him in. And he was a manager, of the Wu-Tang. He was one of the managers with Papa Smurf and Powerful. And I had a very good rapport with Wu-Tang.
Okay.
And mostly all management I had a very good rapport with. So I could really bring anybody in. Anytime that, if you're an artist, you hear that I'm bringing Wu-Tang clanging in, and you coming to see this for yourself. Mm-hmm. You saying, oh, well, I want to get on that venue. You see, that's how the industry works.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody used to come up to Silhouette.
Yes, absolutely.
Mary J, Faith Evans. Mm-hmm. Everybody used to come and hang out at the Silhouette.
Yep, I remember that. That's what I'm saying. And that's how, like, I knew you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because your name ring bells, and everybody knew if something was popping off, and anybody that was somebody, if they was up here, you brought them here. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now I want to talk about, because you've done that for a long period of time, but it came to a time where it all came to an end. Mm-hmm. All right, tell us a little bit about that.
I just want to add on to a couple more things before I move on to that.
Sure.
First thing I want to say is that because I got to shout these people out. For some of the people from the street team, like Ice Cream, I want to make sure I get his name out there. Earl Rivera, I want to make sure I got his name out there, because there was some of the captains. Pop, God bless his soul, I'm going to get his name out there. These are some of the captains of the E-Man Boogie team that really ran E-Man Boogie.
Oh, okay, okay.
Even some of the guys who were stage managers, I want to make sure that they, I let folks know that, listen, it wasn't about E-Man. That was just a commodity. It's like a general in the army. All I'm doing is letting them know what we need to do to be successful.
I like that. Mm-hmm.
The Fugees, when the Fugees came out with Nappy Head, right? They did the show up at the Rage.
Okay.
And I want to make sure I get that out there. When Nappy Head, also Jay-Z. Jay-Z came to the Rage also with Foxy Brown when they did Ain't No Nigga Like the One I Got.
I remember that.
Right.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. See, so it's MC Light. MC Light came out talking about Roughneck. You see what I'm saying? So all that was being done. Mm-hmm. So when you do this, it's credibility. But it all came clashing down when you start to get greedy and you start to do things outside of what you were supposed to be doing. Because in the industry, it's like who's next up. See, and I was supposed to be next up.
Okay.
But it came crashing down with the drugs. I caught an indictment for conspiracy. And I went to prison for 22 years. But it was so much happening, like I say, I don't believe anything that they said I did. One thing about me, I ain't gonna say it and say, oh, I didn't do it. No, I did it. There's no doubt about it. But I believe at the time was really excessive for the things that they said I did. 22 years, I didn't kill anybody. I didn't,
Right.
People, is, getting off for forgery and, embezzling billions of dollars, and they're doing 2 years and 3 years. And I seen it for myself. Maddox, I was locked up with Maddox in North Carolina, so, he took a lot of money. So, like I said, it's very unfair system.
Absolutely.
But the blessed thing about it is that, it all depends with the attitude that you go in.
Okay.
I knew that I had to go in and I had to do time. So I said, look, I can go in with negative energy or I can go in with a positive mind. And I believe in the Word of God. I believe in the Bible.
Okay.
And the Bible teaches us, right? It says in the Bible, it's clear. He says, man make it for evil, but God makes it for good. And I kept that in back in my mind and everything I did. Like when I went in, my education, I never completed my education when I was out here. I had good street sense and I had good common sense. I could read and write and all that, but I never completed my education. But when I went in, I took full advantage of that.
Nice.
I went and got my GED, and I went and got 2 degrees.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Good for you, and congratulations on that.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen. So it was a blessing. I got a degree in theology, and I got a degree in business management. But like I said, and I try to encourage young brothers today. That's what I be doing with some of my time. I go back into facilities and tell people about, you can make it out here. That's where my time is being spent a lot of times, is going back into the prisons.
Gotcha. Okay. Hey guys, if you want to sponsor our show or place an ad on our podcast, please contact us at fromthegroundupproductions@gmail.com, or you could give us a call at 845-288-2989. Let's collab and reach our audience together.
I borrowed money off of 5 of my properties, but I took out hard money loans. How does a person go from Jeezy assistant, then years later you consulting on the BMF showing you? And I didn't want her in jail, I just wanted my money.
These divine bars, I got my ass back in the booth and sent the lawyer to stars. Are you the consultant on the show? Good, put some interest on that dough. It's Jay Smooth, the nigga off Terry. Free T Stucky and rest in peace to Mark Berry. Dig, get your rest, we did our thing. And I'm on TKO this track like Honey King, where that money at? Google Young Jeezy John Hall. Tell Latoya Map, I'm back for it all. Where that money at? This one about to blow up. And I don't give a fuck how long it's been. You are Google Young Jeezy John Hall. Tell Latoya Map.
Hey everybody, welcome to Lady Miz Publishing. This is Lady Miz, and I wanted to let y'all know that I have 4 amazing kids books and my own personal memoir available right now on Amazon. You can get your copy by going to www.ladimiz, click the merch button, hit books, and get your copy today. Thank you for your support. Introducing Boss Smooth Snacks, a delicious, tasty, and promotional snack that promotes your business or brand. For more information, contact us at 845-288-2989 and elevate your snacking game with Boss Smooth Snacks. Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Lady Miz, and if you need any type of custom bottles, event planning, a video or a photo shoot, workshop classes, or even flyers, look no further because I got you. All you got to do is email me at ladymizmusic@gmail.com for all my side hustle services. Let's make your vision a reality. So I just want to stop you right there real quick, because I want to acknowledge the fact that I love that what you spoke about as far as what the legacy that you was building at the time. It wasn't just you alone, because it does take a team to make things happen, and I think that's so important. It's not like you were being selfish about it and trying to take all the credit. You acknowledge those who were helping you build something great. So I think that's important. Being able to accept that time, because you're right, that's a very long time to give somebody for that, when people are murdering people and sometimes either get that amount of time or even less. Do you feel that has anything to do with the fact of the color of your skin?
Well, absolutely. One thing that we have to realize, right, and the reality of it is that I'm this promoter out in the suburb of Rockland County, where a lot of legislative people and politicians is hearing about this E-Man Boogie production.
Right.
This guy is trying to build an empire, in this county. I believe, right, that because don't forget, when I threw an event, everybody got paid. You see, everybody got paid. Anytime I throw an event,
right,
Rockland County's gonna get paid, because you got to go to the beauty shop, you go to the mall and buy clothes, all this, you're going to your nails, everything. Right. Everybody's spending money, So it was a lot of politics behind bringing me down because they wanted to make an example, you see, for the community. And I put myself in that position for them to do that, right? Because of greed. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna escape the fact that listen, this is what it was.
Right. Accountability. Right.
Absolutely.
I respect that. Yes.
Absolutely. But like I said, I believe that the time was ridiculous, and I understand why. Like I say, I understood, the politics behind it. Because, like I say, I worked with a Jew guy, who's very good. Me and was very, very close.
Okay.
In business, so he used to tell me certain things. So I understood why it happened. Yeah. So yeah, that's what it was.
Okay, all right. Respect for that, for sure. Even though it's still unfair in a sense when you give the amount of time that you got based off of the charges that you were charged with, right? So bringing it back up to speed of what you were just talking about. So you go away, you decide to accept what you got and go in with the mindset of, listen, you're going to turn this into something good, right? So you better yourself, you further your education, you get into things, you meet up with certain people, and then now you're building something else, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So what happens with that is that in prison, there's very intelligent people in prison. There's situations, circumstances. Brother Canali, a brother that I met when I was in prison from Connecticut, man. It's another brother. He got a book out. Straight from prison to the White House, because he used to work in the White House.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
see,
Wow.
See,
Okay.
so our stories is, look here, if we can do it, that's why we give back. If we can do it, you can do it also.
That's right.
And that's what's more important. Promoting to me, I just want to go back to this.
Yeah, sure.
Promoting to me, right, at this time is not the first thing on my venue. That's to be real with you, because I promoted some events, but my heart wasn't really in it. I did it because the brothers, like I said, some of the team members in the past wanted me to just show face.
Okay.
And like I said, but my heart's not really in that. But a lot of promoters that you see today was up under the team of E-Man Boogie production. See, a lot of people that you see, right? A lot of people will say, they pay homage and some won't. But
why do you think that is? Like,
well, the brothers who's gonna keep it real is gonna keep it real. The people who ain't, because sometimes people want to feel that, well, I did it on my own. I did it on
that attitude, right?
Even some of the people were sneaking in. I had people sneaking in my events, and I used to encourage them. Listen, man, come on in. Because we sneaking in, evidently you ain't got no money, so come on in, right? So, but the thing about that is that you got some people who's in the industry right now. I just did last week. Markel, he came up and did the interview with this HBO stuff, right? And he was on the team. Matter of fact, he's at the Coliseum in September 3rd. He's doing a big event with Force MDs, and he learned the game.
Okay.
See, a lot of people who was with me learned the game. A lot of new people out here today, is the game in Rockland County is done as far as promoting.
Okay.
This is the reason why.
Yeah, let's hear that.
This is the reason why. See, the ethnic group is for blacks in Rockland County is in Atlanta. It's in Atlanta, Carolina, upstate New York. You're not the majority no more.
Right.
You see, in Rockland County. Now you have the Haitian community, and they do their own thing privately. They do their own thing.
Right.
They really don't mix it. So everybody's really doing their own thing. But the American black, like back in the day, it's not like that. No, Spring Valley, is gone. Mexicans, took that over.
Mexicans and Jews. Yes, absolutely.
So you don't have, the numbers don't make sense.
Right. Why do you think everyone left? Like, what do you think everyone?
Opportunity is better, down south. I'm saying, I'm on my way down south. So like I say, you get a home down there for $275 and you living in something beautiful. You know what I mean? So why would you, stay up here? And that's what they did. Everybody packed up and left. If you come out to an event, these events they got out here, I come out now and then just to check out, to see things. The numbers ain't right. You might be able to do an old school event, and I really have to do the numbers on that. You might be able to get it off.
Okay.
But you'll get it off better in Westchester. See, White Plains, the Coliseum is jumping right now.
Yeah, I see that. A lot of people are doing a lot of events there. That is, I'm starting to notice that.
That's where it's at.
Because this is making it in the 845, and you play a very important part of that. Now, I know that you were talking about when you were in prison. Okay, you started to get into other stuff. How is it as far as you working with the youth?
Well, like I said, for me, it was definitely a blessing, because when I was inside, like I said, I received my theology degree.
Okay.
So the reason why I got a theology degree is to get back inside, because what happens is when you go to these different facilities, they honor, if you have some type of paperwork saying that you qualified doing what you're being able to do to come in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah. So for me, that's the reason why I got it, because I believe in the Holy Spirit. I believe in baptizing the Holy Ghost.
Okay.
I don't really, a piece of paper really doesn't make what I do. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe that the Bible teaches us a good man's footsteps is ordered by the Lord. He delighted in all his ways. So I believe in the Holy Ghost, the Spirit of God.
Okay.
So I don't believe in, the reason why I got this paper is because of that reason. But when I get the opportunity to go back and to talk to these young men coming from out of prison, just telling them, man, listen, man, make sure that you're making the proper choice, because it could affect your life, especially your young guys. And like gangbanging is a big thing right now, the Bloods and the Crips and things of that nature. So I talk directly to them.
Okay. Now, this is inside of the jails, inside of the prisons, or in the community where you?
Well, I go in. My whole focus is prison ministry. I enjoy going back to the prisons.
Okay.
And the reason why is because that's where they have time to think.
No distractions.
No distractions.
There you go.
When you in prisons and you ain't getting no phone calls, and the girl you expected that you thought was gonna ride with you, and that ain't real no more. It's opportunity, because now your mind and your heart is open for someone to come in, because I need to be healed.
Right.
So it's opportunity to be able to speak, because a lot of men is broken. And a lot of men really don't understand. This is where people really understand what it is to be a man. So
that's deep.
That's the opportunity. Yeah, and it's real. It's real. So when I go back in, I give my testimony, and I let guys know that being a man ain't how tough you is and how much weight you can lift. Being a man is designed for you to understand. I go to some verses. I go to in Genesis, giving the example of being a man is not just growing, becoming 18 or 21. Being a man is designed for you to deal with your responsibilities and your character. So that's the stuff I go in and go back in and spend time teaching.
That's a beautiful thing because, okay, so one, because of your faith in God, to go to a place where most people would never even want to return back, but something in your heart told you that you got to go back to help others. I think that's an amazing thing, because most people, they leave, they don't even want to look back, they just want to run. But then most people get out and then they get wrapped up in a lot of stuff and go right back. But I like that you're targeting the youth too. I think that's important because a lot of these kids, they don't have that much guidance. They don't have, I mean, the leaders, I hate to say it, but I'll be looking like, where are they at? You know, because I look at, for my generation, and I always say this, I say, well, we can't judge these younger kids because we're supposed to be leading them, right? So how, if we can't say what's wrong with them, we're probably what's wrong with them, because we got to teach them better.
Well, just to touch on that. You know, when I said being a man, the Bible, I'm going to use another verse.
Okay.
The Bible said, when I was a child, I thought as a child. I understood as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. That verse teaches us, right, that even when I was doing E-Man Boogie thing, I still was in a childish state of mind.
Okay.
And the reason why is that, you know, when you're dealing with self-centeredness and you're dealing with arrogance and you're dealing with pride, what happened was that it's about you. You see, it's about you. So you don't have the care, and you don't have, you're not concerned about others. Everything is about you. And a lot of times with these young men that come in, the reason why you see the things that's going on in the street, because they really believe it's about them.
That's right. Absolutely.
That's why, you know, you see young men, you know, you got a pair of sneakers on, I want, you know, a better pair of sneakers than you. That's what that's all about. It's about, you know, self-centeredness and pride. But the reality sinks in. That's why I say, you know, when I went to prison, people might say, oh, you got a lot of time, you got a lot of time. Yeah, but you know what? I look at it as that, you know, prison might have saved my life. Because I didn't look at it like that.
Okay.
I look at it as an opportunity to be able to become a man. Because there was no distractions. And you find out who, so, you know, you find out who, but you'll grow and mature as a man. In the community, that's why community is so very important to me. I used to walk around the yard and I used to listen to Marvin Sapp. The reason why when I first came home, I brought Marvin Sapp into Rockland County. It was because I used to listen to a song every day. And when I used to walk around the yard, right, that song never would have made it. When I used to walk around the yard, that's a song just sink into my heart. And I used to tell Brother Canali, and I said, yo, when I come home, the first concert that I'm going to do is going to do it with Marvin Sapp.
Nice.
And that's what God placed upon my heart, and that's what He allowed us to do.
Okay.
But going back to the youngsters, we have to get back. What you're doing with your family is a blessing. See, people don't understand the sense of family value.
Amen. That's right.
That's why every time I see you, I always question, well, how's the family?
Right. You sure do.
Because that's the center of the being of your and also the community.
There you go. People don't understand that, because that's a very important thing. People forgot that it takes a village. And everybody, like you said, in a sense, it's about self. It's about me, and it's about us. You know what I mean? And people do forget that. And I think that's why we kind of getting off track with what's going on now. But I do want to say this, because this is, I find this to be very interesting. I kind of have this conversation with my kids a lot, you know, when I was judging their music and and the drill and all of that, right? So I'm like, you know, why this? Y'all got to stop talking about this. There's a lot of kids dying consistently. Now, it doesn't mean that in our era it wasn't happening, because we still had our Biggie and Tupac beefs and all of that stuff. So things were still going on. But it's slightly, to me, and I could be wrong, but this is just my opinion, it looks like it's worse now than it's ever been before. But I mean, I'm gonna be honest, and this is just my opinion again. We did have our, music that did talk about certain things that was also, you could say, some violence, some drugs, this and that, guns. And our generation, I think we took too much pride in being real, right? And then our kids watch that, and they pick that up. How do you teach a child that sees a parent or parents displaying that behavior, and how do you take them away from that if that's all that they know when they're learning?
Well, see, today era, and I'm gonna go back to the prison system.
Okay.
And I think this is very important. 87% of the people who's incarcerated is black men.
80?
87%.
87.
See,
Wow.
see. Every person that you, and this is the issue, and this is with the foundation that I believe also. When you take the man from out of the household, what happens is you are breaking the order of God. The woman plays a very essential part in the household. She is a nurturer. She is the one is the support system to the man. She's very important. But God created man first for a reason. And the reason why he created man to be able to teach his family about him. So if you remove the man, you have broke the order of God. So when you see all these young men in prison, even myself in prison, the kids are still left out here without no guidance. The reason why you see so many gangs is because the young boys goes to the street.
Right.
The mother cannot, that's not her position. And that's why, we failed. My generation failed. You see, this is real talk. As a reflection to these young men. Because they're going to go where they feel love. Mama can love them, yeah, but not like a manly love. So that's why they go to gangs. That's why you never seen this many Bloods and Crips all the way upstate. Come on,
Right.
But you got these young men in prison. That's the problem.
How do we fix that now?
Well, Brother Canali, and Lewis Reed, what he's doing, first step back that he done is releasing men from prison. That's the start, and started bringing some of these men home. The reason why we bringing them home, not for them to come out here and do the same thing. It's for them to come out here and take full responsibility and ownership of the position that God put on their plate. T.D. Jakes said, men take back your rightful positions. To be a man, you got to learn how a man has to move. And that's going to be, that's the key. That's why we go back in these prisons to prepare these young men. It could happen.
Right.
I did 22 years. I haven't returned. It can happen. You don't have to go out and sell dope no more. You don't have to go out and rob no more. No, it can happen. Get your education now. Now is the time. Not when you leave here, because if you leave here without no education, you're going to come back. That's why recidivism is so high.
Right.
Yeah, so that's where I'm at, with the prison system. My thing is educating, the men.
Yeah.
Because you know, in reality, the women, they done stepped all the way up. Look, the women done stepped up for real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say this, and then I just want you to kind of give whatever message you want to give, and look into the camera and tell people. But I will say this: when it comes to the women stepping up, and we could take pride in that and be happy, and that's cool. But women don't want to have to always be in that front line position.
Absolutely.
We want to be, and it's not to say, hey, we're, you know, barefoot and pregnant in the back, lit like that. It's not on that level. It's okay. We have to step up because we're looking for our men, and a lot of them, 87%, like you said, is locked up.
Right.
Okay, so I guess, you know, I'm very, very happy to hear what you are doing, because it is very much needed, not just in the 845, but everywhere, because this is happening everywhere. So I think that is a blessing, and I think that at the end of the day, it's something that everybody should be. It shouldn't be on one person. Like, you know, sometimes they say, where's the leader? Well, we all should be leaders.
That's right.
You know what I mean? It shouldn't be just one person doing it, because again, that goes back to it takes a village. So I don't want to hold you too long, but I do want to. Is there anything that I did not ask you that you want people to know about you, or anything that you did that you didn't cover, or that I didn't get into?
Well, basically, I just like to close saying that, you know, hip hop is a way of life. You know, music is just one part of hip hop.
Okay.
Promoting is just one part of hip hop. The way we dress is one way of, the way we talk. This is all hip hop.
That's right.
Don't get caught up, young men, in the street. Because you have so much to offer, you know, for society. Education is the number one priority. Educate yourself so that you can be able to be successful out here. Don't turn to the streets. Stay away from the streets, because I'm telling you, because I've been there.
Okay.
22 years that I put in prison, could have been out here with my kids, my grandkids. So what I'm saying to you, you don't want to be telling the story about prison. Stay out here and do the right thing. That's what I have for y'all today. Lady Miz and her husband, I appreciate
Ray the silent assassin. We call him the silent assassin.
I appreciate, you know, y'all taking out your time, coming down and doing the interview. I appreciate it. We look forward to continuing to working together with y'all. And it's been a blessing.
Listen, we appreciate you taking the time to sit down and talk with us, and to give us your story and the history of everything. And we appreciate everything that you are doing in the community. Regardless, from the promoting, you were really helping the community, making them dollars circulate. Because when people had to spend money, that's what it's about, the dollars circulating within the community. And you're still doing stuff now. So you were always giving, and I think that that's a blessing, and that's one of the main reasons why I wanted you to be one of the people here, because I think that your story says a lot, and it means a lot to the culture, especially to 845. You know what I mean? So we appreciate you coming.
Appreciate it.
And definitely we're going to continue to keep in touch and do business. That's know that.
Well, my name is Elvis Harrell. That's my name. E-Man Boogie Production is my business. And I would also like to say to the people out there is that, you know, number one, God loves you. And stay focused. Stay focused. Do what you can do for the community and stay focused upon God. That's what I have for you.
All right, y'all know what it is. This is Making It in the 845. It's going down. And cut. We out.